Let me give you guys a couple practical examples of prioritizing in life and explain the why behind each one of them. And again, those are not, the rule fits it all. I'm not saying that these are all the things that you're gonna do, and if you do it, it works. No, I tried, and I have 12 examples for you. I tried to get different industries and different people, because I'm sure different people from different backgrounds and different places in life are gonna come and watch this workshop. So I really, really, really hope that I was able to fit where you are in your life into these examples. And if I wasn't, please let me know. And I'll give you an example. Workout. And of course, working out, that's for everybody, right? If I work out every Tuesday and Thursday from 7 a.m. to 7:45 a.m., I'm going to start my day sharper and carry the energy into, something else or into everything else. And I think a lot of people have talked about going to the gym early in the morning because it sparks the energy. And I'm not saying you have to go to the gym every morning. I'm saying what I heard and what other people do. I really, really love going to the gym in the morning because it gives me the perspective. Number one, again, it gives me more energy, but also it kind of gives me that sense of I've accomplished so much today already because I did something that is so easy to give an excuse not to. Salesperson. So let's say you work in sales, and I am 100% sure you have to reach out to your clients at some point during the week. So why not block 45-minute outreach block where during those 45 minutes, I'm gonna reach out, whether it's every day, every 2 days, every 3 days, once a week, I'm gonna reach out to clients. Why do I do that? Well, because I wanna build consistency that compounds into long-term results. Dedicate specific blocks for outreach, follow-ups, and even CRM updates. So whatever task, when I look at being a salesperson, and I'm sure you have tasks where you have to do repeatedly every week, right? Reach out to customers that you haven't reached out in over a month. Reach out to customers that you haven't reached out over a year. And so all of those things can be on your schedule, in your calendar, if you schedule ahead of time. Number 3, parents. I really hope I can see a lot of parents watching this course and watching this workshop, because this is so powerful for you. You are the person that have the biggest and busiest schedule in the world, and you don't get a raise. You don't become a mom or a dad and you get a raise. So this is as important as everybody else, if not more important for you. And so, for example, dinner at 6:30 p.m. At 6:30 p.m. Dinner at 6:30 p.m. Why do I want to do dinner every day at the same time? Because I want to create moments where my kids will actually remember, right? I want to plan my school. I want to plan the school drop-offs, the meals, the bedtime, as seriously as you're planning your work meetings. When you look at your company, when you look at working wherever you work, sometimes we take those things so serious and we don't take the things at home as serious as that. Why is that? And so think about your schedule every morning, how much you have to plan your kids and prepare them, prepare the meals and prepare the dinner and prepare what you're going to do tonight and the exercise when they come back home. All those things should all be planned. And I think planning, for example, the drop-off, the meals, the dinners, all these things play a much, much more important place in your life as well. Number 4, if you're a student, maybe if you're a student, I want to plan a daily 3 to 4 study sprint. Every day from 1 hour, I want to get 1 hour of study. Maybe turn studying from stress into a rhythm, right? I have an exam or a homework from 2 weeks from now. Why wait 2 weeks to do the homework? Why not start today? Start small. Start laying the foundation of that homework. And maybe 2 days from now, you take another 30 minutes in it. 30 minutes doing it. Whatever that is. But again, scheduling ahead. Number 5, if you're a manager, you have a lot of responsibilities. A couple of things that is going to help you is a 15-minute meeting prep. Before you get into a meeting, why not come prepare for the meeting? Why not have your bullet points? Why not think about the things you're going to say, the results? What's the outcome that I want out of this meeting? Do you have an agenda? So that meeting is effective. It shows up confidence. It shows people that you're clear. Also, people respect you as well because you're prepared. Block time for one-on-one check-ins is strategy. Block time for one-on-ones, talk with your employees. If you're in a leadership role as a manager, I'm sure you're managing other people. Do you have constant conversations with your people? Do you ask your people how they feel, how their lives are going? How can you help them to get better? If you never ask yourself that question, are you really performing as a manager? Are you being an actual leader? I think those things are pretty important as well. So if you're a nurse, how much do you prepare before your shift? And here's what's important about preparing for your shift. Chart before your shift ends. I know before your shift ends, a lot of times, especially in the nursing industry, in the hospitality industry, we have so many things to do, right? And fill out forms and whatever that is, admin stuff and back end stuff. Charting before your shift ends is leaving work knowing that everything is done and nothing is going to follow you home. The whole goal of these workshops, guys, is not for you to take work home. When you're home, you're home. Quality time with yourself and whoever is with you. So that's super important. And also as a nurse, rest intentionally between shifts. Probably one of the most powerful things, right? Because you guys have long shifts. But resting intentionally, it's also super important. It's not about resting and scrolling through your Instagram for 2 hours and now you're back in another 8 hours, 10 hours, and you're tired because you never rested with intention. Another example, if you're a freelancer, great. If you're a freelancer, maybe I want to get my admin work more intentional and more scheduled. I want to invoice every Friday. I want to create predictable income and peace of mind. I just hired the pest control in our house. We live in an old house and we had to deal with like spiders during the summer and all these things. And it's funny because that day was the 13th of, I guess, August was the first day that I met our pest control manager, the company that we hired. And their invoices come on the 13th of every month. And I found that fascinating. It was such a good system because that makes so much more sense. And I'm sure that's more organized for them. I know other companies that all their invoices and all their bills goes to just one day. Let's say the 25th of the month. That can be useful for you as well. If you are a retail worker, do you get to your work? I remember working in retail, by the way, and we started at 8 in the morning. Do you open the doors at 7:59? Or do you get there 15 minutes earlier? How much could you do if you get to your shift 15 minutes earlier? Set the tone for like a smoother transaction, for a better sale. Another thing you can use is use slower hours, floor hours to restock, to organize the display, to review sales goals, to connect with customers. All those things are things you can do. Creative, if you're a creative person and you are into marketing or something else, why not create a brainstorm Monday? Why not walk into the week inspired instead of chasing ideas? Why not take one day of the week? And I get it. If you're creative, I'm sure you have ideas like out of nowhere. I understand that. But you can also take time to be creative. And I think that will be important as well. If you work in admin, we talked about admin, batching emails twice a day. Don't be that guy in front of your inbox all day long. You can take time during the day, maybe 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the afternoon, 30 minutes in the evening to check and to batch your emails. If you're a teacher or an educator, you can always plan lessons ahead of time. Right? Like if you're going to plan your next week lesson, you can plan that on Friday or Saturday or Sunday, maybe even Monday. You can plan your next week's flow and the exercise and the homework and all of that. And last example I have here, if you work remotely. And I think that's so powerful because if you work remotely, a lot of people do after COVID. But do you set clear start and end times to separate work from personal? Or sometimes you're working, then you jump into your personal life, then you go back to work, and it's just a mess because you don't have a set schedule for anything. But how can you separate things and be more clear and strategic about your time?